This program is part of the Cosmic Potato Podcast Network. For more shows like this, visit our website at cosmicpotato.com.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
I am Iron Man. That's a big one.
Pizza Dude's got 30 seconds.
You are a toy!
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Why so serious?
The city's flying. We're fighting an army of robots. And I have a bow and arrow. None of this makes sense.
And welcome to World War G episode 217. I'm Troy.
I'm AJ.
And I'm Colton.
Okay, so we got a couple things to get to here.
Right from the get-go.
We got a few things to taste test. What do you guys want to do first?
Probably the liquids, because
The liquids?
I have an experience with chocolate, and when it coats your tongue, it makes all liquids taste weird. You know?
Oh.
Like, have you ever eaten candy and then had a swig of soda afterwards? And
Yes.
soda doesn't taste good. So I say we do the
Done.
liquids first.
Okay.
Where did you find these at, Troy?
So yesterday when I went and got some ice cream with the fam, went to Far Better Ice Cream. And
Our next sponsor.
they had these sitting on the windowsill. It's called Everybody Loves Frosty since 1939.
Have you ever heard of Frosty?
No.
He looks like a generic Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Or like a skinny Santa Claus. After the keto.
Yeah. And there's a few flavors here. There's blue cream, cherry limeade, grape, orange, and root beer. So pretty
Wait, did you say cherry lime as well?
cherry limeade.
Okay. Aha. Gotcha.
So I say we taste each one of these.
Okay, first let's try to guess which one will be the best tasting.
You're pretty
I'm gonna go
picky.
with grape.
You're pretty picky on your root beer, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking
Say the best
orange.
for me.
Orange or maybe blue cream.
I'm gonna say that cherry limeade.
All right, freak.
Yeah.
Who goes with cherry? It's like
Right?
medicine.
Yeah.
Cherry limeade's good.
Okay, we're starting with the blue cream.
Yeah. So I'll get myself a swig here.
Is this chilled or
It's not.
It was
It's-
sitting in the windowsill.
It's closeted.
closet?
That's where it
This
was.
is gay soda.
AJ got more, just a swig, but
That. Yeah.
that's all right. All right.
It reminds me of the blue Otter Pops,
Yeah, it does.
right?
Or like a blue snow cone.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, just drinking the syrup
I'm
straight.
kind of getting just a hint of cream, not really, so more just blue.
It's really sweet.
It is sugary.
That's like
That is straight
it's like
sugar.
My kids would love this. Me, I
They
have
like-
more of a refined palate now.
Yeah.
I like some bitter notes.
Yes. Bitter notes on the back of my beverages.
I won't make the same mistake.
Grape
I
soda smells so good. I love it.
Doesn't except for I'm worried it's just gonna be syrup.
It just
Straight
reminds
up.
it reminds me of medicine.
All right.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Tastes like grape.
that's the winner so far.
Yeah.
It's definitely better than that blue one, that's for sure. All right.
So we'll put this one towards the beginning. being
Here's
the
my
best.
pick. Here's the wait. Get the grape out of there. Okay. Here's the cherry limeade.
Okay, the grape one wasn't quite so strong as I thought it was gonna be.
No,
No,
it was
it's
actually
nice.
fairly pleasant.
Yeah.
And I usually do not like grape sodas, but that
See,
one's not bad.
And I'm not a fan of cherry flavored things.
This actually smells like cherry 7-Up.
Yeah, it does.
Pretty similar.
That's pretty good.
It's not bad.
I think I might like it a little bit more than the grape, even. Dang it, Troy.
I don't know. That one's it's close between the two.
I think I'm leaning more towards the grape.
I think I am too.
All right, fine.
Only because I don't like grape things. I'm like, that's actually pretty good.
Okay,
All right.
So we've got grape, cherry.
Okay, this
lime,
is my pick.
blue cream.
Come on, orange. Don't let me down. The flavor and the color.
Nothing rhymes with orange, did you know?
Door
Door
hinge.
hinge. Is that from Doug?
No, from Eminem.
I think it's from Doug first.
I don't know.
Like the cartoon?
Yeah.
Yes.
Orange door hinge. Smells really smells more like...
Come on, orange soda. Don't let us 90s
Like a
kids
mandarin
down.
orange.
Right? No.
Nope.
Nope.
That is not a good orange soda.
It's
No.
weird.
What the heck? What's his name? Key? Or no, what's
Kel.
Kel. Kel would be really
It
disappointed.
would.
What are those? Yeah, it tastes like mandarin oranges, like the ones that you buy in the can that are.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the last one, root beer.
With a hint of cardboard.
But do we? Okay, so how do we rank that compared to the blue cream?
I
I
actually...
think I like it more than the blue cream.
Yeah.
I like it more than blue cream.
The orange is at the bottom, unfortunately.
Yeah.
For you?
Yeah. Oh, you like the orange better than the blue cream?
Yeah, I like orange more.
Yeah,
than
blue cream's at the bottom.
Okay.
Oh, this smells really molassesy. I don't think I'm gonna like this.
It smells like root beer.
Didn't you say you like it when it has molasses, or no? Not
No,
the
I
case.
don't, because I don't like black licorice, and that's what molasses tastes like.
No, it tastes more like honest.
I think it would be better if it was cold.
It's really root beery.
I like it.
Like
It reminds me of like when you actually make root beer,
A&W.
right? When you make the homemade stuff.
Yeah, with the dry ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it. I think it's between the orange and the blue cream, though. I like it more than the blue cream, but less than the orange.
I kind of like the root beer. It's not bad.
Okay, so just like in the Fantasy Movie League, my pick is number 1.
My pick is number 2.
Ding.
Just like in the Fantasy Movie League.
And number 3. Womp, womp, womp. Right in the middle.
Yeah, I just think you forget to pick sometimes.
I do.
It reminds you like 7 times a day.
Yeah.
You get those notifications?
Yeah.
It's kind of annoying, even after I make my picks.
It's like, oh, don't forget. Like, wait, I already made it.
So, first place, Concord Grape Soda. Second place, Cherry Limeade Soda. Third place, Orange Soda. Fourth place, Root Beer. And coming in a distant fifth, Blue Cream Soda.
And honestly, the only 2 that I would ever drink willingly are the grape and the cherry.
Grape and the root beer.
Well,
Maybe
I'm going
a
to have
cherry.
this cherry over by me, and I'm going to be drinking this while we record.
I brought my Mountain Dew.
All right.
We got one more.
Yes. Okay. So these are technically, I mean, I was kind of going on that whole...
We're recording from Canada, so it's not.
Oh, it's not. Oh, yeah.
We're recording from Canada.
Exactly. Well,
Exactly.
Actually, yeah. We're basically like the pirates of podcasting. And just all out in the open water, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But no, so...
I thought it was all ice.
No, there
Sorry,
is.
I'll let you finish.
So these are Kinder Surprises, but you're technically in the States, you're not allowed to have any type of food that's got a toy or an object inside of it that's not edible.
For fear of choking.
Yeah. So that's why I was going along with the whole theme of we'd already recorded or talked about the new soda.
Yeah.
That's not going out. So I'm like, let's kind of stick with that. But I picked these up. I had to like smuggle them in, like cross the border and everything else. It was pretty
You're getting
intense.
sweaty palms. Like,
Yeah, a little bit. I was like, oh,
wait, are those Kinder eggs?
yeah. I didn't declare them, like, you know. So I kind of.
Hey, you're bringing in Kinder eggs, eh?
They were.
You're not supposed to.
Okay, so right from the get-go, as soon as I landed and went to take a bus to go to the subway to meet up with my friends, the bus driver, he was just like, oh, yeah, for both of you, it'll be like $6.50 to ride the bus, and then you can get a transfer ticket. And then I'm like, oh, well, I've only got like a couple of $5s. Do you have change? And he's like, oh, no, I don't have change. Here, just put the 5 in. That'll be fine. I'm like, I know I'm in Canada. They're so dang nice. They don't even care. They're just like, all right.
Go ahead and put the 5 in. It's fine.
Yeah. Some of the highlights for sure is the main reason that I went initially is to meet up with my gaming friends to go see Endgame together, because we talked about this for like years, and it was pretty cool meeting them for the first time as well.
Is Summer one of those friends?
Yes.
Summer?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Summer, and then Ethan, he's the other dude. So I met him at the airport, and then Summer at the bus station. She was picking us up. But
I only know Summer from World War G. She's on our page.
So met up with those guys and met her, like the rest of their family. We got one of the days we got locked in a cemetery. That was nice. A highlight. Yeah, like they had to come out like and actually like open up the gate for us again and take off the chains and yeah. Also, like, just going around, like, the whole, trying, like, poutine and beaver tails, and going to...
poutine.
It's so funny. It's such a fancy word for such a not fancy food.
Pretty much garbage food. Yeah.
Yeah. Although, it was really funny, because there was this, like, lady that was taking my order, and she's just like, oh, if you never tried it, you gotta, like, you know, ease yourself into it. I'm like, will you take my poutine V card? You know? And she's like, I will. I'll be gentle. Like, it was pretty funny. We're laughing about that.
So you got that good poutine?
Oh, yeah. It was really delicious. It's like that cheese curds with fries and like a ton of gravy. Like, seriously, like you're eating it like soup kind of a deal. But it was delicious.
So how long were you up there in Canada?
5 days or so. Yeah, just kind of like went and seen some of the sights, toured around the city. I got some pretty cool pictures.
Was it cold?
It wasn't. No, it was actually surprisingly like it rained one day, but then like I was surprised at how clean the streets were and like how clean everything was. I'm just like, what the heck is this?
That's socialism.
Yeah. Ooh, good burn. They'll just get their free health care and take care of it.
Yeah. It's Canada for you.
No, but it was a lot of fun. It was a good trip.
Awesome. So what'd you bring us back?
Well, you have to bring everybody like back something here. And if I was gonna go to jail, it wasn't because they had Disney princess ones that you could get. I'm like, I'm sure as hell not going to jail for like Mulan. You know, it's gonna be for Star Wars, right?
Yep.
At least they'd be more understanding.
All right.
So are you supposed to break these open on your head?
No, you're supposed to eat the whole thing, just one bite. Just.
It's like a fun game. See if you die or not.
So for those of you listening, these are Kinder Egg surprises.
Yes.
So open up the egg.
An egg-shaped shell of chocolate with candy inside of it.
No, it's a little toy.
What? That's pretty legit.
It's a little toy. I got Finn.
Come on, Jar Jar. Come on, Jar Jar.
Oh, man, I got me Ray.
Am I just dumb? Oh, okay.
You'd be the kid that would, like, choke on the chocolate. You're the demographic that they make these for, like, that they band these for.
I have Ray and a steering wheel.
So the little thing, goes in...
Those are like I'm a huge fan of like those little gummy hamburgers and fries and like all sorts of or even like Lunchables, because I never really got Lunchables as a kid.
Yeah.
I was kind of deprived. So all these like little cool, fun little random toy objects. I don't know. I like them.
So hang on. So what are these?
What does the thing inside it do?
All right. So you put the figure on there.
This is probably riveting podcasting for people trying to...
And then this little doohickey
snaps in behind her.
Goes in there. And then what?
It's like, what is the point of this little thingy?
Does it shoot out?
Not according to the instructions.
Oh.
What the?
Yeah, what? Keeps breaking his.
Pretty much.
I think there's like a... Yeah, I don't know.
They're all in Canadian instructions. I don't know what the heck to do.
It's French.
All right. Well, I'm done with the toy. I'm going back to the chocolate.
The chocolate itself is really good.
Weird on the inside, like
it has, yeah,
white chocolate and then a milk.
I think it is.
On the outside?
Yeah,
I think that's white chocolate.
You'd think for an egg they would do it the other way around. White chocolate on the outside to make it look like an egg.
Well, it's Canada.
I guess they have brown eggs too. They have brown chickens and brown cows.
It's actually how Canada eggs look.
That's good chocolate though.
It is good.
It's not waxy.
Mm-mm.
They can actually, like a lot of the chocolate here in the States can be like a percentage of wax, like that edible wax.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hit and miss.
Crazy. That's really good chocolate though.
Yeah, it is. Reminds me of British chocolate,
Yeah.
which is also really
Like
good.
the original Cadbury stuff.
So speaking of things that were really good, Star Wars broke so many records.
You mean Avengers?
Avengers. I'm looking at Star Wars. I'm sorry. The Force Awakens, man. I'm sorry. I was looking at Star Wars. Avengers broke so many dang records, and one of the ones that they broke initially was $1.2 billion.
It's opening weekend.
Just in the weekend alone, yeah.
Yeah, it's crossed now the 2 billion mark. I just saw that this morning.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's now the second highest grossing film of all time, behind Avatar.
And it's only been out, what, a week and a half?
Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah.
So let's see, 22 movies, right? And do we know what their budgets were for these movies? Less than $100 million per movie, right?
For the most part, except Avengers was a little bit more.
Yeah, a couple of them were over 100 million.
But for the most part, they were sitting around 100 million.
So this movie
Paid for.
made enough money to pay for all of the movies previously.
That's
So
insane.
if you think about it, all of the previous
crazy.
movies is pure profit.
That's true.
Ugh,
Wow.
that's some staggering
$2
figures.
billion
there.
of profit.
The Force Awakens, when it set a record back in 2015, it was 517 million.
That doubled it.
Black Panther drew in, man, that's still like a ton of money. 426 million.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Avengers Infinity War brought in 630 million. Like, these are the opening weekends of them. Yeah, but this one, 1.2 billion.
1.2 billion in a weekend. That's insane.
Right?
I mean, it makes
How long
sense.
has it been? It's been
Came out
years?
on the
9 days.
9 days?
Yeah, it came out on the 26th.
That's amazing. And we contributed to that, guys.
Yep.
Part
You're
of
welcome.
history. You're welcome, Avengers, Disney.
Yep. I was there.
How much did they initially buy the whole franchise for?
For
No, that was Star Wars, dude.
Oh yeah, that was Star Wars. Oh,
was-
Marvel itself?
Yeah.
I
I think there was a number where they just like
there was a
purchased
number. I
MCU
can't.
or something.
I can't remember.
They've definitely made their money back, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
and then some.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because pretty much I was lucky to get into the showing I was in.
Oh,
I went Thursday.
they were sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily, I went by myself, so I sat in seat A1. So
I had to go on Saturday at a 9:30 a.m. showing
Mhm.
to get a decent seat. Well, to get 3 seats together near the middle of the theater.
yeah,
Jeez. Yeah, I had to buy my tickets. It was like 2 months ago, like for it. They sold out, and those theaters were packed. And like, it was definitely a different like experience because there were still people that were like clapping and cheering throughout it, but it just started abruptly, like the whole movie, and from the get go. I mean, we'll talk about that more later, but
yeah. Okay. Okay. Sorry, that's a lot of sugar and chocolate that I've ingested.
Don't cry.
I'll be all right.
segue.
Yeah, I see what I did there. Speaking of crying, and Endgame. Crying during Endgame sends woman to the hospital. So there was a woman, what was this? A Chinese college student had to go to the hospital after she began sobbing uncontrollably during a midnight screening of the movie on Wednesday. This was obviously last Wednesday. The 21-year-old woman cried so hard that she began hyperventilating and experiencing chest pain. Doctors had to use an oxygen mask to calm her down.
What in the world?
Yeah. I mean, I teared up a little bit.
Did you?
Yes.
I came pretty close to it. It was like pretty sad, but at the same time, I was just like,
Well,
all
that's-
right, it's kind of a fitting end.
It's because you have no soul.
Pretty much. I do not. I do not.
I figured out the toy.
See, and I thought I just figured out the toy because there's a little. What do you do?
Ren. So you set this up here.
Okay.
If you can get him to stay.
Oh,
And
mine's
you
a
start on
TIE
the end
fighter.
that's a little closed, like this,
Mm-hmm.
and you
shoot it out. Okay.
amazing technology.
It's actually not. It's not bad for being in a little toy in a chocolate egg. All right.
Which came first, the toy or the egg?
Probably the
You
toy.
seemed so sure of yourself when you started.
Well,
that
then,
word.
yeah, I was going to say toy, but I thought, well, did they make the chocolate first and then put the toy? Well, then the toy would have to be made first. So I'm pretty sure the toy was made first. Then it was put in the chocolate egg.
That's your story, and you're sticking with it.
Sure.
Okay, sorry, I derailed that. I just really wanted to figure out this toy.
So one character that you might have missed, and like I was wondering as soon as like it happened, I'm like, why did they? Because they were panning through all of the different characters at Tony Stark's, yeah. And
So we just say spoilers now?
spoilers, yeah.
All right.
Okay, so at his wake or his funeral
Yeah.
or whatever you want to call it, they went past Doctor Strange, then they panned up to this one boy, and then they went on to Captain Marvel and like Nick Fury. But it's just like, wait, now who the heck is that? A lot of like, there was some speculation. People were thinking, wait, was that Spider-Man? And it's like, no, that wasn't him at all. It was actually the boy from the other, that helped out Iron Man in Iron Man 3.
Yeah, that little kid.
Which there is some speculation that the reason that they panned over to him and like stayed on him, because they like, it was a good couple of seconds,
Yeah.
is that he could potentially be the next Iron Man.
Next Iron Man.
Hopefully not for a while, though. Those are
Right,
some
it
big
seems
boots
pretty
to
soon.
fill.
Well, they did the same thing with like X-Men and Wolverine.
The microphones can probably hear that.
with Wolverine. Didn't they do the same thing with saying that other girl, she was Weapon X, wasn't she? Or
X-23.
X-23, that she was going to be potentially the next Wolverine,
Yeah.
but that hasn't like panned out or happened yet. So I think that they'd still sit on it, and that's a possibility, but I don't know if they'll do that with Iron Man just yet. It's still pretty soon.
Yeah, you haven't seen the last of Iron Man in the MCU, that's for sure.
No.
You've seen the last of Robert Downey Jr., I'm pretty sure, but...
Sadly.
It was pretty fitting. You know, he's been doing it for quite some time. Like, it's difficult to
11
get
years.
ready for those movies, because I imagine, like, you're stuck with just eating chicken and broccoli the whole entire time.
Right.
Yeah. I hope that Robert Downey Jr. moves on to doing more, like, serious movies.
Yeah.
Because he's a phenomenal actor.
Yes, he is.
But he's also really good with the comedy, too.
Yes, he is.
So it's hard.
Though that movie he did called The Judge, that didn't do a whole lot.
No. I mean, it was really well done,
Yeah.
but it didn't really make waves at all.
It
what
wasn't
I wanna
extremely successful.
I want to see a Robert Downey Jr. Kevin Hart movie.
I don't want to see a Kevin Hart movie anymore.
I imagine
I'm so
it'd-
tired of him.
It'd be like The Hangover, basically. Something similar to that.
Well, Robert Downey Jr. did one with Zach Galifianakis. Did a movie with him.
Mhm.
And it was kind of a buddy road trip movie.
He also did, as far as like a comedy one, what was the war movie that he did?
Tropic Thunder?
Tropic Thunder, yeah.
That was funny.
That was funny. All right.
I'm sure it'll be just fine.
So, we talked about one record that Avengers broke. It's broke several others. So, here's just a few of them. Avengers Endgame is breaking all sorts of records, including highest number of trailer views in 24 hours. So there's that. Highest ticket pre-sales record. Longest MCU runtime.
Okay.
3 hours and 1 minute.
Yep. Widest North American release ever with 4,662 theaters.
Jeez. Wow.
Highest grossing Thursday previews, which is where I was at, with 60 million. highest opening single day gross with 156.7 million. That's just a single day.
Ugh.
Which for any other movie, that would be like its entire span.
Yeah.
Fastest to 100, 200, and 300 million. Highest grossing opening weekend domestically with 350 million. Highest grossing worldwide opening with 1.209 billion. Highest grossing opening weekend in China with 330.5 million. And then fastest movie to 1 billion worldwide, 5 days.
5 days.
Insane.
Wow.
5 days.
And it broke 2 million in under 10 days.
Yep.
So that means that it hit 2 mil, or that second billion, it hit faster than the first billion.
Yeah. Yep.
That's just crazy to me.
Do you think it'll hit the 3 billion?
I think overall it will.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of people that
Yeah,
haven't
it's
seen
true.
it because they don't want to have the rush.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
That are kind of like waiting until it calms down and then gonna go see it.
I would say I wouldn't be surprised if it does. Like a month or so, if we read that it reached 3 billion, be like, yeah, that makes sense. But right now, I can't see it because I don't think any movie has hit that yet.
Yeah.
It's gonna be in theaters at least another month or two, right? It's hard to
I say
think
it stays in theaters till probably July or August.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, why? I mean, even if it's making like $1 million, like slowly bringing it in, like, I definitely see it hitting it for sure.
Plus, this month in May, you have like Memorial Day and a few other things. That's a huge movie day.
Oh, and the beginning of summer.
Yes.
Kids are going to go see movies like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Drive-in. Like.
Yeah.
And then, like, I'll be interested to see how they do as far as, because everybody's already, like, purchased the majority of the Marvel movies, and they'll just be purchasing this one, but then they also offer that box set. That looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
Gosh, 22 movies in one box set. That'd be crazy. They might do that. I would honestly think they'd probably just do Avengers movie box sets.
I think I saw some sort of preview.
I did, yeah, with the gauntlet.
They're doing all
like,
22, yeah.
It's making so much money.
And there are some people out there, because these are just kind of the Nicky picky geeks that are out there.
The Nicky Picky Geeks?
The Nicky Picky Geeks.
That's a new word.
Yeah, it's a new phrase I came up with.
Urban Dictionary.
That said that, the math doesn't add up because there's only on so many screens, how to make this amount of money, blah, blah, blah. Here's why. All right, having worked in a movie theater, here's what happens. You're allotted theaters, certain amount of theaters, and however, if you get a buttload of people coming into the theater, you open up another screen.
Yeah.
One or two more screens.
Closing down a movie that didn't get many tickets.
Correct. And so that was just going off the theaters that Disney knew that had been released. Yeah. So then you had all those other ones that
you're obviously not going to turn down like people and be no. We need to show this movie that's only got like 5 tickets sold. Like,
and that's why it's possible to get get tickets the day of, is because if one theater only makes 1 or 2 sales, then I don't know if this ever happens, but the theater could be like, I'm sorry, we canceled this movie. We'll refund you and give you a gift certificate to come back and see it again at a different time.
Or a ticket to see Avengers.
Yeah. Like, here, I think that you mistakenly bought this ticket.
Yeah.
Here's one for this one. You get to keep your seats, actually. We're just playing a different movie.
Yeah, no, that happens all the time. It happened when I worked at movie theaters. I think it happened with The Hobbit a couple times. We would just shut down one movie and just play The Hobbit in that one.
Yeah.
Especially
during those prime times. It's not, I mean, I wouldn't think they would change it like for a 9 a.m. one, but perhaps for 6 in the evening.
6, 7. Yeah. Yep.
So new Funko Pops. and this thing just needs to eventually just die, this whole fad. But they're releasing venomized Marvel characters.
Yeah.
So you can get Thanos that also kind of looks like Venom, like the symbiote has taken over him, or Rocket Raccoon and some of these other guys. They look alright, and I guess for the really avid collector, but for everybody else, it's just, yeah. It doesn't really do much. I think for the most part, because we were talking about this when we went to Fan X, is that I was trying to think of a geeky movie or a cartoon or something that they haven't done just yet. Yeah. And I've thrown out gargoyles, and we're like, nope, there's that. And we're throwing out these random obscure ones that you may have watched only a couple of times growing up, and they had them, the wild thornberries and all these random ones. I can't imagine people trying to collect them all though.
That would be impossible, I would think.
Right?
Especially since they're not cheap.
And they've got these limited runs on certain ones, and
yeah, I mean they have Funko. I was down at Entertainment the other day, and they have Funkos of Friends, Modern Family.
Yeah,
I mean,
I just don't understand
it's crazy.
The point of Funko.
Well, and I guess I wasn't I was alive during this whole rush, but I don't remember it being such a frenzy with Beanie Babies. But this to me is gonna be our Beanie Baby kind of a deal.
It is. I mean, there was that Cabbage Patch craze back in the 80s, and then it went to Beanie Babies, and now it's these.
Yeah.
It's Funko Pops. And I have a couple, just because if I run across a certain character or something,
it's that's pretty unique.
I'll pick up this one.
Yeah.
Or two that I found at work that were going to be thrown away that I just threw in my pockets.
Threw it away in your trousers.
In my trousers. Yep. All right. So, Mortal Kombat 11 recently came out.
Did either of you guys? Did you guys pick it up at
Nope.
all? No.
I don't have anything to play it on.
Me neither. They don't have it on the Switch.
I took it in the divorce.
Injustice. That was the last one that I picked up. As far as I picked up Mortal Kombat X, but that was after it had been released. It's just, I don't know. It's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, mine neither. I did watch the entire storyline on YouTube.
Okay,
it's out there if you want to see it.
Is it pretty decent? Is it better than some of the other ones?
Yeah, it's fine. And people are upset because Ronda Rousey was cast as Sonya Blade in this new one. And Ronda Rousey is not a good actor.
No.
At all.
No. Yeah. Mm-mm. What was the movie that she was in where she had they had to last a couple of seconds in it? And she beat the crap out of the dude? It's not like she had any lines.
Was she in a Fast and Furious film?
She was in.
She was in
Fast 9.
Yeah. No, I think
Fast 5?
No, 15.
She was in. There was some Fast and Furious going on.
No, but she was also in a comedy as well.
From
one building to the other. Yeah, she was in that one. So whatever that one was, that's the one she was in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's not good. And it's true. I've heard her in as this character, and it sounds like she's just reading, just straight off a script
without even trying to make any type of effort.
Yeah.
How much you paying me? Okay, next
which is weird because I know there's been quite a few wrestlers or boxers or different MMA fighters that have tried to make the transition over to acting, and it doesn't The Rock was a fluke for
The thing is, acting takes a lot of courage because whether it's voice acting or regular acting, you kind of got to be a weirdo.
You do.
To play a role, to take it seriously. If you go to Comic-Con and you see someone acting in character, you're like, okay, this gets weird.
Yeah, he's a weirdo. But good for him, but he's a weirdo.
He's spot on, yeah.
Yeah, I just have a hard time picturing Ronda Rousey in there yeah, let's fight!
Yeah.
It's getting into character. Fight. That's hard to do. It's embarrassing, especially when there's a studio full of people.
It is. you can't be self-conscious when
But
you're
if
doing
you're
stuff
getting
like
paid
that.
a lot of money, you just freaking suck it up. Okay?
Yeah.
That, and also I feel like because you also have to have somebody that's in there telling you kind of like, okay, in this scene, this is what's happening. This
Yeah,
is
it's
your
just set up,
motivation. This is kind of like the reasoning behind that, and I don't know. Shouldn't really take that to heart, I guess.
So like, I'm gonna miss you. Okay, but listen, Rhonda, your dad is dying. Okay, so you got to really feel that emotion. I'm gonna miss you.
No, like your father, like
who raised you, and he's dying. You're never gonna see him again. I'm gonna miss you. Okay, let's just take that.
I say, yeah, all right. Yeah, we're
Perfect.
done. Good, great.
Take 23.
Moving on.
That, yeah, it's disheartening, I guess, because they wanted to bring in a bigger name
Yeah.
to generate some buzz, but it really didn't do much or anything at all. Who could they have, like, put in their place?
There's so many awesome female voice actors out there that could easily have done that part.
Yeah.
You know, but they just wanted the name.
Mhm.
That's all.
Even though she's not the best
Like,
in her
she's
sport.
a fighter. So
Yeah.
in a fighting game, that's who she needs to play.
They probably just told her like, "Oh, well, just be yourself."
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what they told her. Just say the things the way you would say them.
You know what? Stick to Twizzlers, Rhonda.
Yeah.
Fight me. Actually, geez, I'd be scared.
Don't want that.
Although I still would probably do it, just to say that I fought her.
I'm pretty sure she could kill any of us with one punch. Like,
But all
literally,
three
if
of
she
us,
wanted to
all
kill
three of
us.
us. Do you think
No,
that?
at the same time, with one swing, she could kill all of us.
I bet we could take her.
No,
all
we
three
couldn't.
of us.
No, we
No.
couldn't.
What?
No, we
The three
couldn't.
of
Dude,
us,
just
no.
tackle her
No.
and just.
No.
I
No?
bet she's stronger than the three of us combined.
I don't know about
We are
that.
full-grown men. I know you can bench, but I'm pretty sure she can bench us.
I think we'd have a fighting
AJ,
chance.
I think you could take her.
Thank you.
So
I appreciate that. I don't think that it's true. See, acting. You're like, end scene. Oh, man. Okay, The Last of Us Part 2 has a release date, or at least there's some speculation, because a couple of comic or video game stores have they've gotten a list of games that are upcoming, and they'd mentioned that September 27th. But at the same time, I don't want to get my hopes up. I mean, I've already put money down on the game because I'm going to get it for sure. But I think that they're going to hold off and wait until the PS5 comes out. Because it wouldn't be that far off, of the next year, 2020.
Yeah.
And then just release it. Because otherwise they would have to do what they did before with the PS3 version to the remastered PS4 version. And it would just, I don't know. I don't think you'd have as many people buying it again. But
Yeah, actually, I don't really have anything to say on that story.
just because
I don't really have a dog in that fight.
I think, however, though, if you do decide to get a PS4, I really think that there's that you'd really like Days Gone. By the way, yeah.
Well, we played it.
Mm-hmm. You get because I've been playing the heck out of it.
Oh, I haven't.
And you can choose it a couple of different directions. You can just go ahead and run guns in. But there's been some controversy and people have been getting some flack on it. Just because there's little baby zombies that attack you. You have to go find their nest, and if you get into their area, then they'll start attacking you. Or if you're low on health, they just charge at you. They smell blood in the water, kind of a thing, and then they come at you. And I had to grab the only thing I could grab was quickly grab a baseball bat. And I kind of went to town.
are they zombie children or are they children zombies?
Zombie children.
I'm confused in my own definition.
Me too.
Are they
What's
the
the difference?
product of two zombies doing it, or are they the product of two humans doing it? and
They're the
turning into a
product
child and turning into a zombie?
They're the product of having been bit by other zombies.
Okay.
And
so
been
they are
created.
children who were turned into zombies.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Not zombie children.
Zombies couldn't reproduce, right?
I don't think so.
I wouldn't
Okay,
imagine.
but here's a good question, and I brought this up with somebody else. We were talking about this. you know how in World War Z, like, which is kind of our namesake, they had, like, zombies just kind of bypassed all of the sick zombies to move on to other things. Like, I was thinking that the zombies would bite them just because it's, like, quantity over quality. Yeah. But at the same time, you know, if they were in a wheelchair, you know, they're not going to really be able to help the cause, right? So it's bad to say, but I think that, like, zombies would probably just eat the disabled people and the elderly because there'd be more of food, and then they keep, like, the healthier, more agile ones to go out and create more.
Yeah, if zombies run on instinct, which I understand they do, then it's like
animalistic
instincts. And animals tend to go after
the weak of the
weak
herd.
ones.
Yeah. But that's more for...
They don't want to have a fight on their hands.
Well, did these World War Z zombies, did they even eat people, or did they just turn them into other zombies?
I think they ate people, right?
I think they ate them, a couple of them. But there were
I don't remember any scenes with them eating people.
I think there was one when when Brad Pitt was in the helicopter.
Right.
In that scene, I think there was somebody that fell and then zombies attacked him.
Right.
I think.
These zombies, there are a couple of different ones. There's regular zombies that you can come up and, like, shiv them from behind, but you don't have to go stealthy. You can just run and gun if you want. But yeah, it's a side tangent, but it's very similar to Division meets The Last of Us.
All right. So this is kind of interesting. We don't talk about comic books as much as I'd like.
Because they're a bit nerdy for this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we know.
And that's simply because I just don't read comics as much as I would like. But in March, DC beat Marvel in comic book sales. DC owned the first 6 positions in the top 10, with Detective Comics number 1000 first, and the next 5 in order being The Batman Who Laughs, Grim Knight, Doomsday Clock number 9, Batman number 67 and 66, and Heroes in Crisis. Marvel did not appear on the top 10 until number 7, with Amazing Spider-Man number 7, followed by Amazing Spider-Man number 8, then Spider-Man City of War number 9, and then DC's Justice League number 20 rounded out the top 10.
I think it's because there's a huge push with, like, these Image and Dark Horse and some of these more independent ones that people are kind of drawn to that. Drawn to the darker stuff. And it's difficult to always, like, have a hit on your hands.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's changed since Endgame came out. I wonder if Marvel Comics have now
taken back the top spots.
Because honestly, lately DC has had better stories.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, if you're going for a pure profitability standpoint, it seems like DC is focusing on their comics.
Yes.
And Marvel is going the smart route and focusing on their actual profit-bearing movies and other forms of entertainment.
Well, see, they might be... Marvel is there for the end game, but I think that DC's playing for the end game as well, as far as, like, longevity goes.
That's true. But I feel like it's so much easier to get people into movies than it is to get them into comics.
True. Yes. Reading is hard.
It's incredibly scary to get into comics. Like, I've tried it, but it's just so vast and
overwhelming. Especially when they come out with, like, a new, like the new 52 or all these different, like, variants.
Like, any person who makes an interactive website that connects all these storylines and tells you where things are unrelated versus related, they're going to make a lot of money from visits to their site.
Well, in the way I did it when I really was heavily into comic books, I just picked up one and just read it and then read the next one in the storyline and the next one. And then it just kind of snowballed from there. And then I learned about the backstories later.
Right.
You know. But yeah.
Yeah, so I guess in the end it just doesn't even matter.
Thanks, Linkin Park.
R.I.P. Chester. R.I.P.
My girlfriend broke up with me because I wouldn't stop quoting Linkin Park lyrics, but in the end it doesn't even matter.
So, Chloe Grace Moretz
Moretz.
Thank
She's
you.
not Spanish.
Yeah. Set to star in the new Tom and Jerry live-action animated movie.
You know what? I can see this being canceled if Sonic bombs.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which there's a good chance it's going to, but we'll get to that here in a second.
It's hard to mix live action and animation.
It's really hard.
Which is why Lion King is going to be just animation. They
Yes.
say it's live action, but it's really not.
It's not. It's
the
CG.
nature scenes are somewhat real, like actual footage, but they're putting animals on top of that are all CG.
I think it's because it's pretty difficult to get the proper blend of, because they're trying to draw in like humans and have a heartfelt story there, but at the same time, they also want to showcase the character, and it's difficult to kind of like have a good blend of that. And the acting a lot of the times is kind of subpar because you're not actually acting with anyone. You're like, hey, this little like cone. This is telling you where
tennis
you're
ball
supposed
on
to
a
be.
pole.
Tennis ball, yeah.
Yep.
Like most of acting is reacting.
Yes.
So.
And I've actually heard the plot of this Tom and Jerry film.
Yeah.
So
what is it in a nutshell?
So Chloe Grace Moretz plays this. I don't know if she's a wedding planner or something, but she's getting ready for this big wedding, and they have it at this place where Jerry is, and then Jerry makes all kinds of hijinks happen for them, and he's being a nuisance, and so Chloe hires this alley cat named Tom to come in and try to get rid of Jerry.
Aha.
Man, and
remember the movie Mouse Hunt?
Right.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Growing up, I used to sympathize with Jerry. Like, oh man, Tom's such a jerk. Why is he such a jerk? Why doesn't he just leave him alone? Jerry is a freaking jerk.
Yes,
now
he
that
is.
I've watched episodes that I'm older, I'm just
like,
man,
he's
poor
poking
Tom.
poking the bear kind of a deal constantly.
He really is. Especially when he gets the dog on his side.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
Poor Tom.
That's the same goes for like the
Basically
Wile E.
MySpace
Coyote, right?
Yeah.
Wile E. Coyote is just being a coyote.
Yeah.
He just wants food.
Mm-hmm. Needs to pick a slower target, though.
Which is actually funny because coyotes in real life are faster than roadrunners, but that's okay. Roadrunners top out at about 20 miles per hour, where coyotes top out over 30.
And they can maintain that for over 24 hours.
Yeah.
You guys are like freaking Snapples here. Who the heck knows this? Wait. Oh, it didn't work.
I know a lot of useless facts. So it mentions Sonic. This is interesting. So the Sonic the Hedgehog movie trailer dropped just a few days ago.
Yeah.
And needless to say, people weren't thrilled with it.
No, not really.
It looks stupid. And one of the big backlashes for this was the look of Sonic. He looks weird.
He just looks like a furry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
the eyes were completely wrong.
Yeah.
Like humanoid.
He is. He has human teeth, and it looks really strange.
Yeah.
Normal sized eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So there was actually like an artist and a couple of them that have come out with like better renditions
Better
of it.
renderings, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks... What are you doing over there?
I accidentally spit on your keyboard. And I was
Oh,
just wiping
okay.
it off.
And it looks... And I've seen some of those renderings, and they look better.
Right.
It looks like Sonic. I don't know
Sonic
what
has
this thing
a
is.
Small torso, long legs, big hands,
Mm-hmm.
and a giant
bigger
head.
feet.
And a big old head.
Yeah.
And so the director of the film saw this criticism, and he goes, okay, my bad. And now he's going back and he's reworking the whole thing to change his look. However, that's not going to change the plot of the film.
No.
And the acting that's already there.
You know, I have a feeling that the designers, the artists for this movie, from the beginning have been telling him, hey, people aren't going to like this. We need to do it this way.
Yeah.
And the director's like, nope, we're going to go through with this. And then, after all this, the director goes back to the artists, and they're like, yeah, we got to do it this way because people didn't like that. And they're like, yeah, we tried to tell them that from the beginning. But they still have to do all the work.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, where was the outcry for the Ninja Turtles?
With their scary
True.
mutant faces.
It's true.
Right? Where were these people? You know, the one time that we actually needed you. Like, this to me, as a director, if I were in his shoes, I know that like it's nice and all, but I almost wouldn't do that because I'm not going to let the fans direct the direction of this movie. That's already showing like signs of weakness. Because then like people are going to give you crap about the movie, and my bad, guys.
Yeah, it's a matter of having it bomb a little bit or having a bomb
a lot of bit.
A lot of bit. Yeah.
Now, speaking of movies that bombed.
Yeah, Endgame. Yeah, let's talk about Avengers Endgame.
There were literal bombs in the movie.
Wait, do we want to talk about Game of Thrones first?
Let's do that. Let's talk about Game of Thrones first.
Just thinking, so we have more to talk about.
Okay, and just so you guys know, listeners, this is going to be a spoiler-heavy episode.
Yes.
Spoilers.
We've already spoiled plenty of things earlier in the episode, but if you haven't seen Endgame and you don't want anything else spoiled for you, then stop listening now.
We've already told you.
Come back and listen. You know, finish it up after.
Yeah, we've already told you that Tony Stark died. So
yeah.
I mean, you guys are listening to a geek podcast. You've probably already seen this movie. If you're going so low as to listen to a podcast that talks about the movies, then you've seen the movie.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about Game of Thrones first. So I saw the Battle of Winterfell.
Mm-hmm.
I did watch that episode, and I came to a conclusion. I had a thought. I'm like, this should be a lot more interesting to me than it is.
Yeah.
And here's why. I don't really have any emotional anything with these characters. Yeah. And I thought, because my mom wants to see Endgame. And I thought, she's going to have the same reaction I had with this. She has no emotional investment in any of those characters.
As Troy's over there crying, you know, she's just gonna be like, meh.
As I'm weeping. It's like, what's the matter with you? So anyway, I did see it, and
she's like, suck it up, Buttercup.
Yeah. I thought it was cool, but I don't, you know. I mean, you guys go ahead and talk about it.
There wasn't a lot of people that really mattered that died in this episode. And that's why I think Game of Thrones is starting to lose popularity, because at the beginning it was like, you don't know what's going to happen. Your favorite character could die during any episode. It's a toss-up.
I was really thinking that this was going to be like Red Wedding Part 2.
Yeah, I did too. But too many of the characters have plot armor. Like, they're not going to die because people love them and they're protected by the plot.
Tyrion.
Tyrion. Tyrion will never die. I think he's going to sit on the Iron Throne. Anyways, so the characters that did die are B-level characters. There's Beric. There was one of the Night's Watch members that saved Sam and then immediately died.
Lyanna.
Yeah, Lyanna Mormont, that was a really cool death.
If you're gonna go out, like,
she's the one that stabbed the giant.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
She's pretty cool. She's an awesome character.
And then Theon, which he's the only one that you really cared about. Oh, actually,
I didn't much care.
Jorah Mormont, he died as well.
Which that to me is gonna have the most ramification, the most backlash.
Yeah, but I mean, I came to really like Theon's character near the end.
He did have some redeeming qualities. It still didn't make up for what he did entirely.
No.
But I did like the way that they set it up initially. Like, from the get-go, there was this kind of calm before the storm. Mm-hmm. You know, it kind of set up where these characters were going to be at throughout the battle, and then it also kind of like showed their emotions,
their nervousness.
Yeah.
Like when you're following Sam through Winterfell right at the very beginning, and you can hear his breathing, and you can tell that he's nervous, and then it switches to Tyrion, and he's like, "Okay, I gotta go down to the crypts, I guess."
which that would suck for Tyrion, like, to be stuck there, not to be stuck there with like what's her bucket, Sansa, but because he's already short. and now they put him in like this like dungeon like down underneath, you
As
know.
low as you can go.
Yeah, which
Master of Limbo.
he's more of a guy that needs to be up there kind of like directing, like, you know, he's like trying to play chess here, and they're just like, no, you have to stay down in the mud. You have to stay down here and do nothing.
There's not much chess you can do in the middle of the night, though, when it's super dark.
Very true. Very true.
Oh, man, this episode really bugged me in the lack of visibility, the lack of knowing what the heck is going on. Because
Arya
so
trying to
much.
run through those.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like run through the house that she's grown up in. That it was really super dark, but I did like the direction that they changed it, because like it helped to change up. You know, you had like this huge open area fight going on, and then all of a sudden it was like a horror movie where she's like running around trying to survive inside this castle.
Yeah, and a lot of people are complaining about that they couldn't see anything. It was too dark, but I think they did that on purpose.
Yes, it's intentional. It's to confuse you. It's
Yeah.
to get you in the headspace of the characters
Of
they
them.
can see what's going on.
Yeah.
They're getting attacked from all angles, and
Mm-hmm.
Which, right from the get-go, that was kind of like to see all the Dothraki, you know, like when they like lit up their swords.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool, but then like all of a sudden, like you knew, like you thought that perhaps they have a chance, you know, because they can just go in there, like swing those suckers, and then all of a sudden it just fizzled out like a candle.
Yeah, you see every sword eventually just go out.
Yeah, and then that's where it shifted, because all of a sudden then Daenerys, she's hopping on this dragon and trying to like help them, you know, because that's her people.
Yeah. Yep.
It was I enjoyed it.
I did too. I wish Bran would have done something more than just sit there with his stupid birds.
Same with Sam. Like, he was kind of like...
Stupid
Sam
Bran.
is so helpless. Like,
Right?
It makes
Okay.
me so mad.
Because he talked a big game beforehand where he's like, hey, I'm the one that's like taking out some White Walkers, you know? And then he like gives up his sword, and then he just like, he ran away in the middle of the fight, ran away, and then you see him again like when Jon Snow's kind of like running in there to help out Bran. And then Sam's just like in the pile, just just like laying there. I don't know. He wasn't really doing much.
Yeah, he's gonna die.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'll feel that bad. I'm like,
Sit on the iron.
really? Sam is.
Wouldn't that be a twist?
I know, right?
The other thing that was kind of interesting about this is when Jon left, the Mother of Dragons, just like left her high and dry, and she's like, no, I gotta go help out Bran. You know, because he's family.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, well, hey, you got me into this war in the first place. You're the reason that I'm even fighting these creatures. And then you just, like, left me to go help out this kid.
I think you're gonna see a battle between those two.
There's some backlash that's going to happen.
I
that's
think
gonna
there's...
happen.
They're pretty distant ever since they found out they were nephew and aunt.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're gonna see... Those two are gonna battle it out for the Iron Throne. That's my prediction. Take it from somebody that's only seen about a season and a half.
Okay.
Plus this last episode. But that's just my thought.
And then the ending with Arya. The thing that I like, and there's been people, it's been bugging me because there's a name, I can't remember what it's called, for a character that out of nowhere is powerful and knows what to do, and like Rey, for example.
Yeah.
Fighting Kylo Ren with a lightsaber. He was a trained Jedi. But people are saying that Arya was, and she's definitely not. She spent the last 6 seasons training.
And did you not see her fighting up on the wall?
Yeah.
Right?
Doing awesome. But that was a really cool scene.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really enjoyed that.
It did bug me a little bit that all of the White Walkers, all of those head guys didn't really do much.
No,
and then
they didn't do anything.
they were just there for
Arya
come
in and
kill him.
Yeah.
Didn't even bat an eye. They're like the guys that like your friends in a fight that actually don't like help out or do anything. They're just like, oh dude, you almost had her.
Yeah.
Like,
you
oh
got
man,
this, man. You got this. You're close.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. She's not worth it. Don't worry
You get
about
it next time. Yeah.
Yeah. It also kind of bugged me that as soon as the Night King died, that everybody else like exploded.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a little bit of a cop out there.
That's probably because you hadn't seen the previous episodes where, like, because all of the generals, they have their own zombies that they've made.
Yeah.
And if you kill one of them, then all of theirs. Like vampires from the
I
originals.
gotcha.
So they've done that before.
Okay. That makes sense.
And so that kind of set it up. So I don't know.
So they
why
knew to
didn't
take
just
out
go
him.
balls out on him in the first place.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's immune to fires, I guess. So. That
Well, does that mean that he's a Dothraki or a?
He could have been.
I don't think he was. No, because he was made by the children. What was it? The children of
the forest.
Of the forest.
Yeah.
It was a regular dude. They'd shown that before how he was actually made.
Mm-hmm.
So never mind. But yeah, that was pretty cool when he actually like raised the dead, though.
Oh man, it's like when you're winning a current argument with your girlfriend, and then she brings up all these past arguments to win the current argument. That's basically what happened.
Yep.
So freaking cheap too.
Yeah.
Cheap trick.
It's a cheap trick for both the Night King
That's why,
and your significant
that's
other.
why it's okay that if you kill him, it ends all the other ones.
I got you.
Because
So that's
you
the
can
moral
raise
of
your
the
own
story.
people that have died from the dead.
Kill her.
Yeah, kill your wife. And
Then all the arguments will die.
Along with her.
Just want them to end.
Jeez. Let's take a dark turn. Let's talk about something lighter.
Endgame. Yeah, that's much lighter. Yeah. Wow, this movie is awesome.
And you've seen it twice, right?
I've seen it twice. I saw it Thursday night, and then I saw it Saturday.
Breaking it down for us, the story, the plot, in a nutshell.
Well, if you remember the end of Infinity War, a lot of heroes got dusted. 50% of the entire universe died.
Yeah.
It's not exactly 50%. Everything had a 50-50 chance, so it could be like 53% still alive or 53% died.
Well,
What?
fair enough.
It's not exactly. It's everything has a 50% chance of dying when the snap.
Well, we can get into semantics, but yeah.
Sorry.
So now
You have a 50% chance right now. No.
So now the movie starts. We see it starts a little bit before the snap. We see Hawkeye. He is on house arrest. He's with his family. They're having a little picnic, whatever. He's training his daughter to shoot bow and arrow.
And that was the first time that like he'd said called Hawkeye.
Yeah. He turns around. Everybody's gone. So then we jump to Tony Stark and Nebula in space, and they're basically just killing time until they die because the ship is out of fuel. They're out of food.
Fuel and food. It's a mixture. You eat them both.
Which I thought was funny because in space, if that ship is going and the fuel runs out, that ship is still going to move. It's not going to stop.
No, yeah.
Again, semantics.
It came to a standstill.
And then he ends up getting rescued by Captain Marvel. Again, we're going to spoil the crap out of this.
Yeah.
And you go back to the little Avengers camp, and he and Steve have this little back and forth, little argument. And then Captain Marvel is like, she takes off and like, where are you going? She says, I'm going to go kill Thanos.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, we want to come.
Yeah, let's assemble a team.
Yeah. So they hop in Rocket's ship that was brought back. They find out where Thanos is, go to the planet, and dust him.
Yeah.
They kill him.
Which
was a surprise.
I thought it was kind of strange just because I was expecting like him to have, still done more to, he'd already taken out half of them, but he should have just like finished it off so they didn't have to worry about them.
Well, and I think because his whole thing was destiny and fate and everything.
I don't think he cared about dying.
He didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't. When past Thanos saw future Thanos
like,
die, he said, that's destiny fulfilled. So he didn't care.
Yeah.
But he had destroyed the stones with the power of the stones, which nearly killed him. So the stones are now gone. Infinity Stones means they can't bring their friends back. So we jump ahead 5 years later, and everybody's trying to move on with their life and everything. And
which one of the directors I thought was kind of interesting.
Was in that support group?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And then we see the van that Scott Lang was sucked into the quantum realm through.
Quantum realm.
Yeah. I'm having issues with my words today, apparently. And then we see the hero of the entire universe, which was a rat.
Yeah, to save the day.
He saved the day, and he brought Scott Lang back. And then he's talking about, quantum theory and quantum physics. And basically, he realizes that they can travel through time. If they can harness this, they can travel through time, get the stones in the past before Thanos does.
Yeah.
Because for Scott, it was only a few minutes.
Yeah, for him, it was 5 hours.
Yeah, 5 hours.
For everybody else, it was 5 years. So they go and talk to Tony. Tony's like, this can't really happen because this, and this. They leave. Tony figures it out while they're gone.
Which that to me was like a moment where it's just like, he's like, I've got the perfect life. I've got Pepper. I've got Morgan. I'm set. Like, I mean, let's just move on from this and call it good.
But he can't.
But you can't, no, because of how many people. Like, that's a lot of people.
Yep. And that's what Pepper says. He said, because Tony says, I can put this away. I can drop it in the bottom of the lake. Put a pin in it, it's done. And then Pepper says, but will you be able to ever rest?
Right.
So they end up doing this whole plan. They're going to go back in time. They've rounded up the team.
Thor doesn't look the same.
Yeah. Big Lebowski Thor.
Yeah.
That was my only slight issue with it,
Really?
I gotta say. I was a little disappointed with Thor. Because they basically just use him as comic relief.
Yeah. Which, coming off of, like, Thor Ragnarok, it made a little bit of sense.
Yeah, I was hoping that when he went full Thor that he'd have his...
Body back?
Yeah, his other physique, but he didn't, but...
Yeah.
Regardless.
That's a lot of beer, Troy.
That was a lot of beer. It was a lot of beer. Good to see that Korg and Meek were still alive.
Yeah.
That was cool to see them playing Fortnite.
That, to me, was kind of a little cheesy.
It was a little cheesy, but, yeah... I think that was for the fans.
Right.
Like, here's Korg and Meek. They're still everybody's favorites.
No, I meant that they were playing, like, Fortnite, and he had to yell at the kid.
I thought that was funny.
Oh, yeah. Chop off his arms and shove him up his butt. Yeah. So they get the team together. They figure all this out, and they start going back in time, which called it, by the way. If you go back a few episodes, I said that's what they were going to do.
Yeah, time travel.
Time travel. And then they have to start gathering the stones.
Which one was your favorite one? Like, as far as all the time? Mine, I really, like, I liked the whole interaction between Tony and his dad.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was pretty cool. But at the same time, I also really liked Captain America. You know, not just fighting himself, but when he, like, goes in on that elevator, and he's just like, Hell Hydra.
Yeah,
that was a still from a comic, too.
Yes, it was. And I loved that the Russos threw that in there. But yeah, that was probably my favorite too. When they went back to 2012, the invasion of New York, and had to get those stones. Because there were 3 stones in New York at once. Yeah. At that time. And then you had Bruce Banner, or Bruce Hulk, talking to the Ancient One.
Which I liked when they first came back, and then Hulk's like, okay, I guess I gotta pretend to be Hulk, and he's just like, smash.
He's like, rah, rah. And then they end up getting the stones. They, after, obviously a lot happens.
That was the closest to a catchphrase that Captain America has had, where he's just like, I can do this all day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I know. Yeah. So they end up getting the stones. Like I said, it's cool because you go through 2012 with the Avengers, you go through Guardians of the Galaxy in 2014 or 2013. What else is it? Oh, you go back to Thor: The Dark World with the Ether. So you gotta go get that because that's basically an Infinity Stone. Anyway, once they gather up all the stones, they create this basically giant Iron Man gauntlet, and they stick the stones in it. And Hulk ends up, he's only strong enough that can use it. He ends up snapping.
Yeah.
And there was this really, I thought kind of cool scene where Scott Lang Ant-Man walks out and he sees birds in the trees.
Right.
And he was like, guys, we did it. And then the entire complex gets destroyed.
Yeah.
Because past Thanos ends up coming to the future. Because Nebula switched with her future self, and anyway,
there was a little confusion with that with Nebula. And like, cause cause she was initially like, she was good, but then like her past self wasn't, and
Right. So when they were in the same time, their wires got
Wi-Fi
crossed. Yeah.
Cross universal Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
well, okay. So one other thing with the gathering of the stones is having to make another sacrifice. What did you think? What did you think of that one? Did you guys like when you were sitting in the theaters?
It was too back and forth. It was like watching a soccer game.
Well, I knew that when they went there, that one of them was going down.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Because that's the only way you get
And
that
I was
stone.
thinking, like, I remember thinking, oh, Black Widow's got a movie that's coming out. She's not going to die. But then, like, I was thinking about it. I'm like, well, it'd be too obvious if he died because he's got nothing to live for. I don't know.
Look, why does everybody think it has to be someone that you throw off the cliff? Why can't it just be like, Hawkeye loves his bow? Just drop that thing down there and see what happens.
Because it has to be a soul for a soul.
It's dumb.
Sorry.
So one thing that
I don't write it.
I was thinking that the people that were sacrificed to get the soul stone would come back on the snap. Because I thought that their soul would be stored in the soul stone.
Right.
But apparently that didn't happen.
Nope. It did not happen. Hulk even said he tried.
Yeah.
He said he tried to bring her back, but... So then, after that, then we got the big battle. And initially...
Avengers Assemble.
Oh, man. Initially, it was the 3 against Thanos, which ended up having one of the coolest scenes I've seen in a long time.
Not one of the coolest scene.
Because it was like when Rey in Force Awakens, you saw the lightsaber move, and then went back and you saw Rey grab it. It was like that, but like times 1,000.
Yeah.
When Captain America got Mjolnir... And he was fighting Thanos with Mjolnir and the shield, and oh my gosh!
And then he like throws it and actually like brings it back too. I'm like, oh, that's legit.
So cool.
Really cool. And he had the powers of Thor while he was wielding it.
Yep.
And to be honest, he did a lot better than Thor did.
He did.
For some reason.
I liked the way that like Thor's just like, no, I want the bigger one. You got the smaller one.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I had a question about Stormbreaker. Can anyone hold that one then?
If you're worthy, yes.
So you do have to be worthy to hold Stormbreaker as well?
Yep.
Okay. Just wanted to clarify that. I wasn't sure if it... Because I thought that had something to do with Thor's dad, Odin. Because he never said to Stormbreaker like he did to Mjolnir, like,
you have to be worthy.
Whoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall have the power of Thor.
Yeah, but I think they kind of mentioned it in Infinity War when Peter Dinklage was creating Stormbreaker. There's something with that in that mold I think it's been enchanted or something like that. Anyway, I don't know, magic.
Because it did have the writing on it.
Yeah,
as
it
well.
did. Like it can summon the Bifrost, it can do a whole bunch of other things, but so yeah. Got the big battle, and then when all hope seemed lost, you get Sam on his little earpiece. He's calling Cap.
What?
It's like he says on your left, and all of a sudden,
which is another
the
callback.
portal opens. Yep.
Yeah, on your left. Don't you say it. Don't you say it.
Then the portal opens. You see Black Panther walk through, which got a massive cheer in the theater I was in.
Oh yeah, same.
And like you thought there were going to be a couple portals, but no, there are so
then
many.
All these portals started to open, and all of a sudden, all the heroes started coming back. Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man. Oh my gosh!
That's where Howard the Duck was at.
Oh my gosh, that was awesome.
To me, I was kind of wondering where the heck have all these guys been? I know there's like the 3 different locations that there's the one in New York, Tokyo, or what was it? Where are the 3 locations for Doctor Strange for like the headquarters?
New York,
Tokyo,
and London.
London. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I didn't think that there were that many of those guys still alive, or why didn't they assist in the first place in Infinity War?
Oh. I don't think they knew it was
Doctor
going
Strange
on.
Was kind of dragged into it instantly. Like I think the entire Infinity War,
because Hulk like smashed through his building,
took place over the course of 8 hours.
It seemed like it, yeah.
So people
pretty quick.
really didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, or have a chance to really. And they're like, that would have probably been the time that they would have just been like, hey, let's batten down the hatches, kind of a deal.
Yeah.
Because Doctor Strange was on a completely different planet too.
Yeah.
Because he left with Tony and Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And it was really cool, though, that scene.
That massive battle.
Yeah.
Crap. Everybody gets a little moment. All the big heroes that we've seen get just a little,
Well, what did you think?
here
I mean,
and
I know
there.
it was for the fans, but what did you think of like the girl power moment?
Thing. I liked it.
I liked it too. I mean, I knew why they did it,
Yeah.
but I thought, yeah, that was pretty cool. Even though I'm sure Captain Marvel could have busted through all that herself, but
Yeah.
yeah, you needed that little moment in there, which also got a massive cheer.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And I never clap or cheer in movies, but I couldn't help myself.
It was hard
I
not
had to.
Like, yeah. Like, yeah.
When all those heroes came back, I had to cheer.
I'll cheer during the movie, but I don't ever cheer for credits. Like,
Really?
When the movie's over, it's like...
Or the
come
clapping,
on,
the
guys.
clapping?
It's so silly.
Yeah, the theater I was in did.
Because...
When Robert Downey Jr. popped up, everybody clapped.
For really cool things like that, like clapping and cheering, that's very common
Yeah.
to do when you're excited about something. But when a movie's over and people are clapping, because clapping is basically to tell the people who performed in front of you,
Bravo.
good job.
Yeah.
Bravo.
And there's no people in that theater besides the viewers.
I think it's just people don't know what else to do.
You could just sit there.
They're excited and they just want to do
And
something
then
after the
I
movie's
still
over.
stayed till the very, very end, even though they said like there was nothing. Like I had to check, you know.
Nobody clapped at the end of Infinity War.
Nobody wanted to. Everybody was depressed.
Yeah. Like one person stands up, does like the solo clap.
Yeah. So, yeah.
How did Iron Man make the switch from Thanos that quickly?
He controls the nanotechnology.
So
see, that was my thing. I mean, because that was his technology that
Yeah.
had the Infinity Stones.
Mhm.
So I think when he grabbed Thanos' arm,
He just had the stones pull over.
yeah, because when you saw when he got him, the stones were creeping up his arm,
Right.
going into place.
Yeah.
So I think that's what he did.
sucked from that side and
Mhm.
creeping into. Which, man, that was pretty sad when you look over and see Doctor Strange and he like holds up his finger like this is the one chance. This is
Yep.
your one, and however many.
I liked what Tony said. I am Iron Man, and then he snapped. That was really cool.
Yep.
He started it, he ended it.
Yep.
Ah.
Don't cry.
I'm all right. I'm all right. I might cry again if I go see it again. No, I actually didn't cry during that part. Or did I? No, I did. When he was dying talking to Pepper. Yeah, I did.
That it was kind of interesting because there was quite a few people that kind of came up to him,
Mm-hmm.
in that moment.
Because all the people he was close to. There was Rhodey and then Peter and then Pepper. Peter Pepper.
Yeah, which I also really liked how afterwards, what's his name? His bodyguard. Happy, thank you. Yeah, Happy was talking to his daughter. And just like, oh, he liked cheeseburgers as well.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm going to buy you all the cheeseburgers.
Because that was initially that's what he'd asked for, when he'd gotten out of the desert. He's just like, I need a press conference and cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
See, there was more Easter eggs than you thought.
There was. And then I liked Captain America's little arc afterwards.
How come he didn't take the Winter Soldier, Bucky back with him?
Because he knew what he was going to do.
Yeah, but
He knew he
Bucky
wasn't-
could have lived in his life as well, You don't think so?
I think that was
Because the only reason why Cap wanted to go back was to be with that woman. What's her name?
Peggy.
Mm-hmm.
Bucky didn't have anyone back then because Bucky had died in the war, and then...
That's true. He couldn't have gone back.
Because he died during the... Well,
Of course,
unless
so
he
did
went back-
Steve.
Yeah.
But
But
Steve's a high-level government employee at that point. It's like, oh, no, I'm not in the ice.
But yeah, and I knew that when he went back and they started to count that he wasn't going to appear.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool though. People think that he used the hammer and everything because he took the hammer with him when he left.
Right.
Took Mjolnir with him. And it's like, no, he was putting that back.
Right.
He needed to give it back in that same time because
he needed it, yeah.
Thor needed it. And so, yeah, it was
How
cool to
about
see.
passing the torch?
Yep. Old man Steve, they're on the bench.
No, and then okay, so what was his reason for not telling them about his past?
Because that was just for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that was just, he lived an entire life and, there was no reason to.
You think he had some crazy adventures and they could potentially make a comic book series on that run?
I mean, they could. I don't think they will.
Yeah.
Because I think he just wanted a normal life.
Well, because it's hard to think about, but he, what has been in the future this whole time.
Yeah.
That the past is his home.
Yeah.
And so he wasn't just going back to live his life with the woman he loved. He was going back to resume his life where he left off.
He always has been a man out of place. It didn't seem like he was made for this.
He swear a lot in this movie.
He did.
Which is funny because in the Avengers
language.
Age of Ultron,
language.
Which is all language.
Yeah.
That is America's butt. I don't know.
I already really liked Falcon as his character, and they'd been gearing it up since the beginning for Bucky to take the mantle. And I was talking to somebody about this, and they're like, well, Bucky nods his head of approval. I'm like, because they made the movie that way. They, you know what I mean? But to me, I think that it would have been kind of interesting to have Bucky and Falcon, Bucky be the new Captain America, because they've had both
Captain America
in the comics.
Yeah, they have, yeah.
I was gonna check on that because I think it was more recent that they made Sam as well, wasn't it?
It was.
Bucky, they did that years ago.
I think Bucky became Cap
after
first.
he got shot by the Hydra agent, Agent 12.
And then, but the reason that Bucky took up the mantle, or one of the reasons, is because of his bionic arm, he could throw that shield and have it come back, and it wouldn't do anything to him.
Because Sam's not a super soldier.
No, he's not.
He's just a soldier.
Yeah, he's just a normal soldier. But it'll be cool to see what they do with those two characters, because they're getting their own series.
What they're gonna do is they're gonna do the gamma radiation stuff to Sam, and he's gonna have to bulk up for his next movie. So. That'd actually be cool if they perfected that, because it was Howard Stark's technology, but I'm pretty sure that Bruce Banner would be able to do it too.
Well, Bruce Banner, that was the whole thing, is he was trying to duplicate that serum, and it went all bad.
Yeah, but
I don't think you can have a Captain America that doesn't have superhuman abilities.
Well,
it's gonna be tough.
Do they still just call him the Winter Soldier or Bucky? That's not a menacing name. Right?
Well, the Winter Soldier is kind of menacing. But as far as Sam goes, I remember when he was Captain America, I don't think he ever used the shield. He had his his flight suit and everything, and that's what he did. But
yeah.
Anyway, we should probably wrap this up because I think you got to go.
Yes, I do.
So we'll wrap it up and say that was, to me, Endgame. It was the perfect ending to that whole saga. It was worth the 11-year wait.
It was an excellent culmination of it all.
It was the perfect payoff to that whole thing. So if you haven't seen it, which I doubt at this point, but
do yourself a favor and see it.
Go see
out
it.
of 5 Infinity Stones,
Nice.
What are you giving it?
Man, with the emotional ride I went on, and I have to give it 5.
Yeah.
I have to.
Same. You can't not. I don't know. It was because it's not just that film. It's everything.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, and they could have blown it. It could have been left open plot holes and stuff. They didn't. They tied it up perfectly.
Yeah.
So
with a nice little bow on it.
Yep. So here's where you can find all of our episodes. You can find us at worldwarg.podbean.com. We're also on iTunes, Google Play, and CosmicPotato.com. On the social media, you can find us at Facebook.com/WorldWarG Podcast. We're also on Twitter and Instagram. Just search at WWG Podcast. You can find all of our merchandise at shop.spreadshirt.com/WorldWarG. You can also email us anytime.
Day or night.
at worldwgpodcast@gmail.com. You can also call or text the show, and actually Joel did, and I forgot to record his thing. We'll play it next episode. He kind of agrees with me about Toy Story 4, but can call or text the show at 385-240-1692. So this has been World War G episode 217. That has been AJ.
That has been Troy.
I've been Colton.
Stay geeky, my friends.